Oh, shit. Hey, if you didn't know, the best YouTuber content creator, never been a hater, strictly for all my participators. I think I might have played myself on that one. Ooh. But hell yeah, no doubt the best YouTuber camera of 2020 is on the way, and you probably can't afford it, because I can't neither. Go and roll the intro before I make myself sad. Please roll the intro.
KINGLAND.
Hey, what that tech do, what the business is, you already know. It's your country cousin, your country king folks. Shout out K-I-N-G, the king with the tech and all that good like that there, little buddy. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to KINGLAND. Pose for the frameland, you understand me, pimp? And I thought I'd just let my people know about what is probably the most full-featured camera in its class, especially for us up-and-coming YouTube. And that's gonna be the Sony A7SIII, the big dog in the camera game currently. And I'm going to 110,000% let you know why you should want it, why you don't really need it, and why Sony is cucking the cock-a-doodle-doo out of Canon with this latest camera drive. Yes, indeed, pimp. Now, I can admit that for whatever reason, my content seems to attract more up-and-coming content creators than anything else, for better or for worse, whether it was on Twitch or whether it was on other YouTube channels that I used to work with. And I always get asked, shouted, what gear do you use? And then when they hear about the gear that I use and the cost associated with it, the next question is, well, damn, my good sir, what can I get for $25 in a bag filled with my hopes and dreams and ambitions, inspirations, and aspirations, imaginations, pontifications? Well, I will let you know that definitely won't get you any of the gear that you think you need to be successful in the content creation game, but I'll let you on a little secret though. You don't need none of that crap to be successful and catch a win, my friend, alright? But since the tech side of things is kind of in my wheelhouse, and Sony's latest flagship mirrorless camera really just tickles my two little fancies there, if you understand what I'm saying, you little freak nasty, you, yeah, you, I'm talking about you. I still figured it would be a great fun video to show you the type of gear you can aspire to, and why so many other content creators, myself included, are in love with the idea of owning this beautiful piece of camera gear. So let's go ahead and get the tech specs out of the way. And by the way, this will not be a deep dive look at the camera, just a brief overview at what's on deck. And if you would like a more detailed description on how these cameras operate and what they can offer you, head down to the description below. And while you're on your way down there, go ahead and pump that like button for your boy 1 or 2 times. You dig me? But yeah, I'm gonna link a couple content creators that I know and trust, and I think they'll be able to deliver the information that you may be looking for if you need a more detailed analysis on this camera and the Canon R5 or R6 or really whatever camera you're looking for. I got you. All right, so first I'll talk about the sensor that's on deck. The sensor, the little thingy that pulls in all the visual information that you need, that you're shooting, that you're filming. It's a 12.1 megapixel XMOR, whatever the hell that means, sensor optimized for 4K visuals. We also have a new upgraded Bion ZXR processor that's going to, handle all that imaging data in detail that you're going to be presenting that old sensor we just talked about. A low noise ISO performance. This is one pillar of image manipulation that mostly pertains to the brightness of the image, and this is actually a really important pillar, especially for beginners who tend to find themselves in improperly lit scenarios for filming, such as myself sometimes. And let me not forget to mention that ISO goes up to 409,600, which is ridiculous, and you shouldn't typically never ever really need to push your camera to that level, but you can, I guess, if you want to. And that also goes along with the 15 stops of dynamic range. And for those of you that don't know what dynamic range is, basically it's the difference between, or the available difference between, the light areas in the scene and the dark areas in the scene. So basically, the more dynamic range stops that you have, the more detail you'll be able to present in a scene that may contain bright and dark scenes both. So this way, say you're shooting a scene with the sun in the background and a dark shadowy spot, you'll be able to maintain the detail of the highlights in the sun and in the shadows in the mids and the lows. And this is really what any kind of filmmaker would want, because you want to be able to shoot the scene that you want without sacrificing any detail in any part of the frame. So that's what the dynamic range will do for you, and 15 stops of dynamic range is a really big deal. Now, we also got a very high resolution viewfinder, and finally thank the camera guys, they have now made the switch to a very angle flip out touchscreen, because trust me, that old Sony flip up touchscreen is cool, but it's kind of trash, and it wasn't full touchscreen. And then depending on the kind of gear you're using, not being able to flip it to the side, just flip that thing to the side, can cause some issues, but that's no longer a problem. And now for the more practical info, you can shoot up to 4K resolution at a frame rate of 120p in 10-bit 422 full pixel readout, and most fantastically, you can shoot in all these formats with little concern for overheating or any kind of limitations, which has kind of become the big Achilles heel for the latest releases from the big boys over at Canon, but more on that later. And add in some great options for flexible media storage with the inclusion of dual memory card slots that support both regular SD cards and the new CFast Type A cards for the more professional, aka bougie content creator in you. Now I know that for most of the YouTube novices out there, most of these numbers mean absolutely nothing to you, but trust in your old pal Shawty when I tell you that basically all of this just means that Sony has probably made with the A7S III the best all-around 4K camera in this form factor that's ever been made. I mean, it's the ultimate, baby. It's an ultra combo. You understand me? Ultra. And you can get all this for the low price of $3,500. God diggity damn. And that's just for the camera body, no lens, which means if you don't have a compatible Sony E-mount lens, then you're probably looking at least another $250 for a good one before you can even start shooting. So yeah, start saving now, little buddy. I'm right there with you. Don't feel bad. And as a user of an A6400, which is what I'm shooting on now, I'm a jealous, petty, little girl right now. But I ain't no hater. I'm just saying I want one. The bigger point for me is that with this one camera, Sony has made a major boss move and a really smart business move in comparison to Canon. Now, Canon themselves have also recently released some new members to their lineup with the R5 and R6 shooters. But they made the fatal mistake that Sony has seemingly avoided. Canon chose to chase the big ticket vanity features of high resolution, so on and so forth. Sadly, that has been engineered into a body that can't handle it. Whereas Sony chose to give the people the features they've been asking for in a high-end consumer grade all-around all-purpose camera that can serve most users well in most scenarios. Now don't get me wrong, Canon with the R5 and R6 probably has the best photography camera mixed in with some good video features, but unfortunately you can't use the video features at the highest output. And that kind of disappoints me, because why in the world would I spend this much money on the camera that I can't use the full feature set? At that point I might as well just pick a lesser camera or another camera altogether. All in all though, Sony saw and heard that most users at this point in time and in this current independent creator market are really just looking for the most functional and easy to use 4K camera that money could buy. While higher resolutions are great, that feature comes at an increased cost in regards to the computing hardware needed to produce that high-res content efficiently. And honestly, if you're just making YouTube videos, you will quickly hit the point of diminishing returns with the current state of online video streaming. And therein lies the big issue with the Canon cameras. They overheat in about 25 to 30 minutes on average with the higher quality presets, and then take about another 10 minutes or more to cool down, just to only be able to shoot for another 10 minutes again before overheating. And in the production world, this kind of stop and go production will kill any shoot day, and it's really not worth the higher visual image that most people, at least on YouTube, wouldn't notice anyway. Sony instead chose to hone in on the broader marketplace needs of the people, and critically speaking, have come out on top with a product that a lot more prominent creators than myself are making the switch to, in a move that even surprised themselves, like for real. And honestly, this is part of what inspired me to make this video. As stupid as it may sound, nothing makes me happier than when a company lets go of the hubris, stops chasing the ever-elusive dragon of best on-paper specs to convince consumers to make a purchase, and just makes the damn thing that people say they want. Just make the damn thing we say we want, and we gonna buy. And when you know it, my guy, everybody wants to line up and buy this damn thing that they said that they wanted. Really and truly, there are so many more features that makes me want to destroy my budget and buy the A7S III that I didn't even touch on. But even if I were to sacrifice my wallet on the altar of the camera gods, I can't imagine that I would feel any shame, because I know I would be getting a product that does what I needed to do and gets the hell out of my way and just does the damn thing. Simple. And I guess the question is, why can't more companies just do the damn thing without all the extra BS like Sony just did? I mean, I know we'll never know, but easy, right? But I will say, take my excitement for this product as a good lesson in business practices as well, because for all the people that ask what gear they should get, all I gotta say is just get the tools that you need to produce the content that you want to make. You don't need a $3,500 camera. You just need one that's easy for you to learn, easy for you to use, and easy for you to make that edit look good and gorgeous and pretty. You understand? Think about all the situations your style of content might land you in and start your research from there. The art form or dope video does not come from the camera. It comes from the creator and the edit. Trust your boy on that one. And what you can also trust your boy on is if you slide back on down below and hit that like button, drop a comment or a question or two, and most definitely hit that subscribe button. You know the KINGLAND would greatly appreciate you. Also, if you guys kind of want to know what kind of camera gear you should be looking for if you want to become a own camera, own face talking head personality on YouTube, you know your boy can point you in the right direction. All you got to do is just let me know if you want that video and stay tuned, and I'll make it for you right here on KINGLAND. Yes, I will. I promise you, I can get you in the game at around $700 to $1,000, which I know sounds like a lot to some of you, but trust me, you make that initial investment, you better pump out content on content on content, no holds barred. You just gotta believe in your boy. You just gotta believe in your boy. I would not steer you wrong, big baby. All right. But anyway, that's enough from me. That's the end of this video. Let me know what you thought about a new format as well. You know, we're trying to pop with the green screen a little bit. I just want to try something different for a shorter video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will be doing another video like this, and you can tell me on that one whether or not you don't want to see this shit no more after that. I might just listen. I'm typically hard-headed, but I might just listen to the Kane folk out there. But anyway, you know I got to go. You know the motto: games, tech, success, the hell else you need. And I'm out here, KINGLAND.